Soon as we step out the cage, we raising all of the stakes. Make no mistake, either you stay in your place.
I'm about that life. Ask P. Diddy. I just came from his house, even though I'm feeling funny after drinking P. Diddy juice. Wait, what the fuck? What's happening here?
I'm playing that twice.
I'm about that life. Ask P. Diddy. I just came from his house, even though I'm feeling funny after drinking P. Diddy juice. Wait, what the fuck? What's happening here?
That is fucking fabulous. Ceren missed that. You gotta play. Whoa, where's that coming from? Do you guys hear like my audio? It's echoing.
Yeah, I hear it.
I don't
Oof. Ceren, mute yourself real quick. Testing. It's on your end. Ceren, it's on your end, that echo. Whatever you just changed or did or whatnot and everything, it made your audio to where I'm echoing. Can you change it back? You changed something. Now I'm echoing on your end. Man.
I don't know what I did. I mean, I didn't do anything.
Well, mute yourself until I go to you and talk.
I'm trying.
There we go. Thank you. Anyways, folks, I apologize. I'm not going to play that video for Ceren because she's having technical difficulties. But welcome to the Shogun Chapter 7 recap with technical difficulties, obviously, from Jump. Discussion, live stream, recap show. We're the MCU'S YouTube channel podcast. It is Wednesday, 4/10/24, with myself, Jeff S.A.K. TrueKnowledge, creator and co-host of the MCU'S YouTube channel and podcast, and Humbled to Be. Leading the discussion, Cyber, my co-host, is on the panel with Kim, whenever she figures out her technical difficulties or whatever she's got going on. Kim, are you there? With Kim for the Pop Culture Green Room podcast on YouTube channel. Ceren over there in the corner, who's also having some audio issues, but we're going to get that shit straightened out. From Movie Reviews with Ceren podcast and YouTube channel, Imran's back. From Jock and Nerd podcast and YouTube channel. Thank you, Imran, for coming back, brother.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me back.
We're still waiting on Jassim, but Andre's Pop Culture guy is here, ready to redeem himself after his dismal showing on the panel.
I don't care.
On Chapter 6.
I don't care.
Now, who won last week? I forgot what the points were.
Cyber didn't want to. Right, Cyber, I don't think you didn't want to put anybody down, but he told me after the show that I won the Shogun Award.
You are the new Tycho, Jeff.
I told you I was going to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, and I'm coming strong on the panel next week too. I'm telling you right now. Anyways, speaking of which, listen, we just lost Kim there for a minute, but she'll be back. Bottom line, we've got this whole panel coming on tonight. We're waiting on Wrath of Khan Jasmine to come on, but besides that, if you enjoy the MCU'S Bleeding Edge, if you enjoy our Shogun, chapter reviews, our recaps, please consider liking, following, subscribing, and turning on all of our notifications on our YouTube channel so that you're aware when we live 3 nights a week or when we, drop reaction videos or whatever. Hey, Jocelyn, what's going on, hon? It's good to see you. Besides that, I hope everyone's doing well. Cyber, you ready to rock and roll, baby?
Hell yeah.
Ceren, it looks like you turned your audio back on and I'm not echoing anymore.
No, she's not back on.
Oh, you're still muted. Oh, you're still muted. Okay, I'm sorry. The screen just changed. Go back to muted. That's rough. I don't know what happened. She was doing, Ceren, your audio was fine, and then for some reason you got up and sat back down, and now all of a sudden whenever we talk, we're echoing really heavily. I don't know if you can hear it or not. If there's anything you can change in your audio settings, try to change it. Maybe Andres can help you out a little bit in the private chat or Cyber or whatnot. See if you guys can't guide her a little bit, whatnot, help her get her
cancellation.
Something, change her input or something on her audio on her end. Something like that, whatnot. Because I mean, my output cancellation's on my end, so we did the mute test. We know it's with her, but basically, folks, we are waiting for people to come on, but we're here to do Chapter 7. Coming off Chapter 6 of Shogun, we had Imran on. We had obviously Pop Culture Guy on. Cyber was there. He was moderating, did a great job. We had a great show. We had a great panel. So hats off to Imran, hats off to Andres, hats off to Cyber for last week's show. We killed it. It was a great show. Very compact, 2 hours plus. And everybody got good points in and whatnot and everything. And it was just an overall good team effort. So just hats off to everybody that's been involved in our Shogun reviews and our recaps. It's been a fun experience. As I already told Cyber, I'm dreading this show ending. You know what I'm saying? Like I really am. I don't want it to end. I'm almost putting off watching the episodes, like because I'm like, I could have already watched Chapter 8, but I don't want to. Yeah. Because I'm kind of putting it off. But so I'll start as we're waiting for the other people to come on. I'll start off with an opening question. Now that everybody's had a chance to have some time to reflect on Chapter 6 and our conversation from Chapter 6. There you go. Great job, Ceren. Great job, Cyber. What are y'all's thoughts on Chapter 6 with some time, put behind you, whatnot, going into Chapter 7? Kind of where you were at coming off Chapter 6, going into Chapter 7. Since we've reflected on this a week later. I'll start with you, Imran. What did you think when you had some time to digest Chapter 6 a little bit longer in our whole discussion?
I mean, it's still an amazing episode, and I felt like we were going to get a little more Toranaga because we didn't really get that much with him. They took a side story, but then there we got a lot of Lady Ochiba and a whole episode learning about her, and then showing us what everybody else is doing. So sometimes you gotta slow down and focus. And then we jump back into the chess game. So it was a good setup.
Imran, your audio is going in and out now.
Oh. What is happening?
I swear you went in and out. Simon, did you hear that?
Yeah, it was weird. It was like he was fighting, and all of a sudden it was like he was talking. All of a sudden,
do you want to?
How's it going? How's it going?
You sound fine now. Do you want to go back and repeat that because we lost you a couple times during that?
No, I just said can you hear me? Does it sound okay now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. All I said real quick was it was great to kind of slow down and meet two characters and spend time with them. So that made me think we're going to get back into the chess game and get more from other characters this week. But it's a little jarring not to have like any Lady Ochiba stuff after all that wonderful Lady Ochiba stuff.
I thought the same thing. That's what I thought too, that it was kind of disappointment that they didn't have her in Chapter 7. Andres, what are your thoughts on Chapter 6 now that you had a week to digest the review that we did last week? Like going into Episode 7 of your Chapter 7, what were your thoughts?
I mean, it's not my favorite out of the episodes we had so far for Shogun, but it's still a good character development for the two major female characters that we have for the show, which was good. So, I mean, this episode was very differently into it. But I do agree with Imran that it was good to see Tanaka in a bigger role. So that part I'm very excited to talk about with you guys.
Okay. Ceren, what were your thoughts? I know you weren't on the last week's discussion, but what were your thoughts coming off Chapter 6? Since you weren't on our review of Chapter 6, what were your thoughts coming off Chapter 6 going into Chapter 7?
Can someone mute their phone, please? It's very annoying.
Somebody's phone is going.
But I really enjoyed it. I noticed that Chapter 7 is shorter than Chapter 6, from the runtime wise, and I really liked Chapter 6. I didn't really like Chapter 7. I don't know why, even though I watched it a few times. But I know something is very off about it, even though it has great moments, which obviously we'll talk about. But I prefer Chapter 3 even, or 4 than 6 or 7.
Okay. Well, you're just being honest, so there's nothing wrong with that. Cyber, Kim's having some technical difficulties on her end, and Jasmine's just going to be a little bit late. But basically, Cyber, I'll round this out with you. what were your thoughts? I know you're already up to chapter 8, but what were your thoughts coming off our last show on chapter 6, going into chapter 7, now that you had some time to digest it a little bit longer?
I find chapter 6 just as entertaining as it was before. I don't, after watching 7 and watching 8, I don't feel any difference between 6, 7, and 8. I think they're all very powerful episodes. So I think 6 is just as great. It's nice to have a little more information, contrasting with 6. So that was very nice to kind of get a better understanding of chapter 6. But I still think chapter 6 is a very solid episode.
Okay, and I'll tell you, really quickly that on my end, Andre's the pop culture guy made a good point that we didn't really talk about last week. When he mentioned there being some like filler aspects to like chapter 6, I thought chapter 7 had some filler aspects to it. I did.
Sure. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to ask the panel for the next question before we get into the actual breakdown episode, of the chapter, scene to scene. I just wanted to ask one more question, and I'll start with you, Ceren. I feel like chapter 7 was probably maybe the most fillerish episode or chapter so far of the show. What would you agree or disagree?
I would agree. And chapter 7 follow that.
Okay. Andres?
Yeah, I guess I do kind of agree with that. Because we're like back and forth with the Christmas sky. Was it the Christmas sky? What they've been calling it, and I'm like, when is it's gonna happen? But I guess now it's gonna happen.
Did you say Christmas, sir? It's not Christmas time yet, sir.
No. I was like Christmas red, like Christmas tie. I don't know. It's just like, oh my god. Anyway, sorry. Just thinking about the new Joker trailer. It was really good. Anyway,
okay. I saw that.
Yeah. I saw that. It's pretty good. Anyway, so I'm just kind of
see that, folks. We already went from Joker to Santa Claus to Merry Christmas on Andres' first, or second fucking question on the panel, whatever, on the show tonight. You see this shit? Are you noticing the trends here, Imran?
Yeah. Yes.
No, Aaron, don't.
Catching on from last week to this week. There's points involved.
Anyway, I'm so sorry, folks. It's just Wednesday. Anyway, no, I agree with you, Jeff. I think it does feel still filler because it's like, when are we gonna get to the war that we were supposed to be seeing? But it's again, you have to understand, it's this very political game with these characters, and the fact that this episode we brought another new character, into the chapters, which we'll get into, that caused this episode to feel more filler. So that's the whole reason. But I prefer this. Yeah, so I prefer this episode over episode 6 because at least this episode, the setup makes a lot of sense because we're focusing on Tanaka as the character, and it's more important than what episode 6 was. Well, episode 6 is important in the future. Like, that's the thing. Like, I wonder where we're gonna pick up, these plot threads from 6 and 7.
Just admit it. You like 7 better because it was more Fuji.
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, that is true.
See? It's that simple. More Fuji, and the episode's better. So, Cyber, what do you think, sir? Fillerish episode?
Well, fillerish to me is when it gives you information that is not essential to expand the story. So I feel that between the last 3 episodes, they're not fillerish for me. They are expanding on what we don't already know about certain characters. Hence, getting more information about, Mariko, getting more information about Fuji, getting more information about Toranaga, all that kind of stuff. So when it's a filler episode, I feel it generally is information that you kind of already know, but at the same time, it feels very fillerish to some. For me, it just didn't feel like that. I found it very entertaining. I found it very informative, and I found that it didn't feel like it was like a filler episode for me.
Andres and I always look at filler episodes as like the turning point episodes of like a 6-episode Disney Plus series, for instance, like episode 5 or 4 that sets up the finale, right? Would be your typical fillerish episode spot. And a 10-episode arc or 9-episode arc you expect it to be episodes or chapters 6 or 7 or 8, where you might have some setup or some expositional episodes, whatever, that pop up, right? Where it's just a turning point, right? Setting up for the next arc of the story or whatever, right, Imran? And so going the same question to you.
Cyber's right. You get filler episodes back in the day in TV seasons that were like 24 episodes. And a filler episode is where nothing happens that advances the plot. This episode, big things happen, right? There's a betrayal. There's a huge decision. There's a death of a character.
So you don't think is it at least viable to just use the term fillerish? That's why I call it fillerish, right?
I mean,
do you understand why I enunciate it that way when I say fillerish?
Last episode I think is more filler because it was backstory. This one, they're moving the chess pieces. They made a couple of moves. They're getting ready for what's to come. So I thought, but now I would defend. I don't think it's a filler episode at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's your right to have that opinion. There's Kim. Hopefully she got her shit straightened out. There she is. Hey, Kim.
Hey, I am so sorry about that.
Oh, don't be sorry. You got on. That's all that matters.
I did. I had to put the StreamYard app on my phone. I was like, let me just do it with my phone.
We were actually just going around the panel, Kim, and I was asking everybody, who do you think's got a bigger dick? Yabushige or Blackfoot?
How did I know you were going to say that?
I think Blackfoot does, but I favor him. Or
I know, that's why I asked you the question. You know what I'm saying? What do you think, Ceren? Who's got the bigger private part down there? Yabushige or with this Loincloth? Or Blackfoot? Who's got the longer sword?
Blackthorn.
Blackthorn.
We named him. Yes, sir. We called him like all kinds of different names.
Black seed oil.
Black beard as well.
Yeah.
What do you think? So you're picking Blackfoot on that one? You think Blackfoot's probably got the bigger cannon?
Oh, hell yeah.
What do you think, Imran?
Look, you just got to look at the bulge, right? It tells the whole story.
Yo, Yabushige's bulge was impressive. What do you think,
Some of the bulges are pretty big. So
that was a big bulge, right?
There are some impressive bulges on the show. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I can't make a decision on the spot here.
Andres, could you pull off that loincloth like Yabushige?
No, yeah, you're funny. What was the other nephew, the other general's nephew that was with the other
Omi.
Yeah, Omi. Yeah, that other kid had big big things as well. So I think he's the perfect candidate.
He looks like the kind of guy that would have a big dog. You know what I'm saying? Omi does, with his fucking stupid haircut and shit and whatnot. What do you think, Cyber? Who's packing bigger heat? Yabushige or Blackfoot?
This is the question that I just wouldn't care about. I don't think either of them. We got to take into account that for a bulge, it could be all balls. So it could be so many different things.
Oh, you think Yabushige could just have really big balls? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
I do. I find this matters to people.
I think Kiku cares. I think if you're Kiku, this is a very
women I can see it caring, but we're dudes.
Women, that's what I'm saying. Well, there's women in our audience and whatnot. These things need to be discussed and flushed out for them. You know what I'm saying? Whatnot, right?
I think Blackthorn might be a great love maker, and to Marika that may matter. I mean, not to everybody. To me, it doesn't matter. To Marika, it may matter.
I'm gonna bump up your microphone a little bit, Kim, so I can make you a little bit louder and see if I can do that.
Okay. Is this? I'm trying to position my.
Oh, you're actually when you got closer there, you sounded better there. Just so you know.
Okay. Right here.
But no, I was impressed by Yabushige. He certainly doesn't have any insecurities with his masculinity. Because when he rocked that loincloth and everything and whatnot, with all them dudes around and shit and whatnot, he just took his coat off and shit and whatnot.
He's like, I'm getting into hot.
Yeah. Ooh. He's like, what's up? That was a nice looking loincloth too. Seriously. That was a stylish one. But Kim, it's good to see you. You got here right when we were about to get into the actual breakdown of the episode. So I'll go to you first when we start our first round of questions. But we start off with a flashback scene, and I'm going to ask a question off of that flashback scene. And it's when we were introduced with the Mizuguchi character, and we see that great battle, that end of the battle scene from the